Welcome to Hex Cobweb. Welcome. It's welcome. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to Hex Cobweb. Hex Cobweb, will it work? Who knows? Who knows? Hex Cobweb stay locking proof of concept for the stay. Let's see if it'll work. Okay. Let's have some background. Let's have a little bit of background. Let's have a face. How to do? Welcome everyone. Welcome to the new antenna. Welcome to the new antenna. Let's find some background.
I believe has replied to me.
That's not noise. What about 28 megs? Do we have anything on 28 megs?
Yeah.
Just a lot of noise. It's not a good weekend for listening to HF. What a shame. What a shame that is, anyway. What a shame. Let's find something. A lot of noise. I don't think we're going to find anything good today. Very noisy. Very noisy tonight. It's total noise tonight. Oh well, we'll turn that off. Alright, with total noise today. Total noise today. Let's have a look at what this one's like. Is that one? Total noise. Total spaghetti. Right. Welcome. Hex Cobweb. Stay. The stay. What is a stay, you might ask yourself? What is a stay? Well, the stay is... The stay is this thing here. This is the stay. This thing. That is the stay. If my mouse would stop knocking the front two buttons. These are the stays. I've made a few. It looks like two different materials there. See that? It's probably polycarbonate, one's acrylic, or the other way around. That's probably polycarbonate and that's acrylic. Anyway, I made it out of whatever I got left over. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can see if it works. Now, I couldn't totally test it because I need to wire one up. I need to set one up. So let's have a close on hand and have a look at what we've got so far. Right, what did we get? Right. Well, first I'll show you the First I will show you this. We milled out this. Let's bring the model up. Let's show you on the model. So this is milled out of this acrylic, non-transparent acrylic. I'll probably make another one out of transparent. I'll just use that for now. Okay, so there you go. You got your two antenna feeds, coax and center core. Then you've got your elements that come out to this elongated bit, and then you've got your 6 catenary wires made out of polyester, whatever, plastic, polystyrene, not polystyrene, I don't know. Anyway, whatever you got that's non-conductive, yeah, non-conductive. We don't want no spurious, parasitic, conducting through wires. Okay. Anyway, let's get the model up. I'll just get the model up. I'll show you the other bits in a minute. As soon as I can get the model up. Alright. Okay. Right, here we go. Model's up. Right. Here we go. So this bit I'm holding in my hand now is that bit there. Okay. That's it there. So what is the purpose of this bit? This is to feed the cobweb antenna with a coax feed. Alright, this feeds it with a coax feed. So we've got to put a wire. You need 6 wires on it. 6 wires. Or catenaries. 6 catenary wires we need. And they are polyester, whatever, plastic, cable, wire, stays, whatever you got. Sort of like, let's show you what I've got. What I used last time. What did I use last time? This stuff here. Right. I used this stuff last time. It's just nylon string, polish, whatever it is. Yeah, you can buy it. It's about £6, £5, £6 for so many meters. You can make it out that if you want, or you can use whatever you got, as long as it's not conductive. Right, back to the model. So here's the model. So we've made that piece.
Just playing around with digital modes at the moment.
There's the piece. So what we're going to do, we're not going to bother with the coax feed at the minute. We're just going to put some wire on it. Don't even know if you need that bit. We'll put some wire around it. We've got to attach some fittings, but not today. I'm just going to tie it off there and put the stay in and see if I can adjust it. Right, let's show you a little bit. Show you a little bit. Here we go. Right, we got these. You might have seen them on the thumbnail. There's the thumbnail. There's the bits. Right, so milled these out. They're 5mm polycarbonate or acrylic or whatever you got, plastic. Do they need to be plastic? Probably need to be plastic. Although they don't have to be. They could be made. Probably is not necessarily to be plastic, but the idea was it to be clear. So when it's hung, go back to the model. go back to the model. So when it's, the idea is this is hung in your garden.
Yeah, okay.
In your garden,
Yeah.
and it's attached to your fence. Your fence line, your house, whatever you need to attach it to, keeping the hex. So you're underneath it, you're walking around your garden here. Underneath it, you can put your hand up and you can touch that. If you're tall enough, you can reach it to adjust it. The idea is to reach it to adjust it. We don't need a centre pole. All you need is some way of attaching the cord, and it's got to be accurate. You've got to, when you line it up, you've got to make sure that your directions are right. So maybe use that as a reference. Look down the wire. If you can, lower one end and make sure that is horizontal to that, like a gun sight. So basically looking down it. Keep them, doesn't have to be that accurate, but you don't want a funny shape hex. You want to keep the hex the same. So you don't want a small one here or an extra larger one there. You want it all nice and even like that. That's what you want. Even Stevens, right? Anyway, so when it comes to the stays, the stuff I've got in my hands, these things here. So what we're going to do is cut some cable today. Cut a bit of cable. I'll just tie a knot round there for today, and I might put 2 on. Probably put 2 on. What I will do in this room, in the ceiling, I don't know if that's a better view. No, in the ceiling space, I will fasten 6 anchors, spaced out so it fits that. Spaced out so that hangs above head height, floating somewhere like that. Hang on, somewhere like that, up high, with the wires coming off it.
Something like that now.
What I'll have to make is I'll have to make a higher, you know, the bands will be higher frequency, just proof of concept, and I'll just make sure if I do transmit on it, I'll just keep the wattage down until we put one in the garden. So I want to prove the concept first before I start putting it out there in the garden. Right, so we've got these stays. I haven't made enough. I've only made 21. I got bored of making them. I got bored. So there's the things. They're quite nice. I got a bit bored of making them, so I'll make some more another day. But I've got enough for now to prove. I've got 21. So if you've got 21, you can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. So you can make 3 bands basically out of this. 3 bands. So anyway, let's get on with it. So I've made. Let's get back to this one. So I've got two piles of them, 21. I only need 18. Right. So let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's go back onto this. We're on the right screen. Let's start.
Which I carry with me.
So we'll get this. We'll hang a few off it. I probably might do 3. Might do 3. So let's leave the elements and we'll just do the 3. The spacing. So the first thing to do is cut some wire. So I'm going to cut some wire. Just going to reel a bit out.
I think it's
not going to be to scale, just prove the concept. So that's probably as far as I can get it, really. So let's just do. Let's do a couple of those. Get some cutters. Some cutters. Let's cut 3 of them. 3 of them.
The G90 is a very good competitor.
I thought about making it out of stainless steel as well. I can get some stainless steel 1mm, and there's they use it for hanging lighting up. But before I do stainless, I want to try it with copper. Copper first before we try stainless. Stainless is good for outside, not as good conductor, but I'm just gonna make one of these out of stainless and one out of copper, just to see if there's minimal amount of difference between the two. I'm just gonna go with stainless. Right, so like I say, I'm not gonna put a bolt on. I'm just gonna tie a knot in it for now. We'll make sure it comes the right way around. So I'm just going to put a knot in it. That's all I'm going to do, put a knot in it. I'll probably put 2 knots in it. A reef knot so it doesn't come undone. No good with knots. As long as I can pull it and prove the concept. Okay, there's one. Let's get another one in. Let's get another one in. It's just me doing knots at the minute, so it's boring. Hopefully this won't take too long tonight. HF band is not very good this weekend, not like it was last weekend. So there's nothing much to listen to at the minute. It's a problem with the unless it's the noise floor is high today for some reason. Don't know why. It's weird. Atmospherics. So you got 2 on there. Right, let's put the last one on. Last one on. I don't know how I'm going to hold this, because you almost need to build this and fasten it to the wall really, because the whole idea is got to be tensioned. But I did a bit of a test last week and it did seem to work. I thought about spring loading the ends of the catenary where you join this up to the wall or the fence. What about a bungee cord? It'll keep the tension exactly right. And when you're working on it, you can pull the bungee cord back towards you to slacken the cable so you can adjust it. So I want some bungee cords, but not great big thick ones, some thin bungee cords. Failing that, I'll just use the cord. So I've got 3 on there at the minute. So that's going to give us a dummy run basically. So what we'll do now is we're going to put a couple of these stays on. So I'm going to thread the stay on. Let's just get a stay. Here's one of them. Right, so we're going to have the elongated hole towards the bottom. Let's do the top one. So the way you do this is when they're on the non-element side. So if they're on the non-element, which are these elongated ones where the elements go. So these don't matter, but on the element side you've got to, I can't really explain it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut one more wire to go on the element side, because otherwise I won't be able to explain it. Won't be able to be explained, so I'll do that. We'll fasten one to the element. Fasten one to the element.
We do a Zoom meeting once a week.
Okay. Just get one on the element. You can't see me doing knots. Right, so I've got one on the element. Let's get the distance right, spacing.
I'm more interested.
Right, let's cut that off. Right, okay. So we'll do the element one. Right, okay. So the element one, you've got to work out which band, whichever band you're trying to do, like the drawing. If I'm doing this band, I've got to make sure I don't know if I have to now. I was
I
wondering,
would
it
like
doesn't
to
matter.
get
The way I've
some
made it now, it
items, but
doesn't
I'm
matter.
not quite sure I've got the brain power for.
Yeah, because you've got to bring that element round in that way. Yeah. So the wire that comes round, it's got to. So it doesn't actually matter anymore. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right. Okay.
Best 73s to you.
So let's get one of these. Let's thread it on the element, and it doesn't matter. So let's just. I'll put it in one end.
You put it and you didn't know it.
Out the other.
Have a good
Like
one.
that.
I'm going to go in and carry on.
That's it. That is it. Okay. Now you can adjust it, as you can see. Just feed it through to where you roughly want it.
Okay, you are feeling.
Okay, so that's going to be. So that's the. Hang on, let's put it that way up. So there's your real one, and you can see. You can pull it. You can't. You can tug it. So when that's held like that, that wire is going to stay still. So we're going to have some sort of size to it. So what I'll do is I'll go in. I'll make it enough. I'll make it shorter than normal. Alright. And I'll make them about the same. So I'll put another one on. Right. So I'm doing the next one now. Next one. I'll do the same concept again. Same distance. Okay. Alright, just to make sure these are the same roughly. We'll have to work the lengths of these out. So we're going to have to work the lengths of these out eventually. But don't forget, once this is hung up, once you've got your catenary wires on, you can undo a wire and add each one of these as you go. It's easier on the screen than it is in practice. Right, so you put them in the rough position. Put them in a rough position. Alright, let's put one more on. Let's put another one on over here. So what you do, it's not going to be easy. I suppose you could just put them on. You could just put them on to start with anywhere towards the centre and then move them out when you're ready. Like that. Okay. So I'm just putting them in. Right, so that's 3 of them in. Yeah. They're just rough. Like that. Okay. So you imagine there, if we use black wire or something like that, you can't see these stays very much. And let's put some more stays on. A bit further along. Right, let's put some on. Not that one. That was one I did a bit weird. Right, let's this one. Put some more on a bit further up. About there. So you're basically building them up roughly. That's it. Let's put some more on. So I'm going through the wire. Just remember to keep the middle bit down. So I'll put that in there. I've already got an arm ache. Right, let's put one more. One more. And so far they're locking in position quite easily. So I think I like the idea of the bungee wire. Bungee cord. To keep them taut. And it'll actually bounce around like a cobweb. Right, okay. So what we got now? Yeah, so we've got these 3.
Mobile.
Okay, we've got M3 there. This might prove to be crazy. Anyway, so the idea of these was going to stay upright. I could do with some way of holding that still. So what I've got to do now is tie these somewhere. Easier said than done. Probably have to bolt them up. Yeah, so I've probably got to bolt these onto something. So I've only got 2 arms. Yeah. Right. Anyway, let's get another bit of wire now. Right, so the idea is this will go off in one direction.
Didn't get all your
That
calls
way.
there, I'm afraid.
That'll go off in another direction, and this will go off in another direction, and so forth. And once you've got all your 6 tied to your fence line or your wall, right, then you can put your middle bits in. Anyway, what are they like? So I can't fully test the strength of them because I haven't got it fastened, so I could put my foot on it. I'll put my foot on it, right, and this one here, can you see that? No, you can't see that. Okay, so I won't put my foot on it. I've run out of hands here. Anyway, so the idea is I keep that one taut. Pretend that's in the garden. This end is tied to a fence with a, anyway. And what you want is to be able to thread your hex sections around it. So you put your hex pieces through that hole there, and then it goes to the next one through the same hole, and that keeps the web side of it up. Anyway, I'm going to let go of that now. Let's see if it's about strength. Let's see if it's strong enough.
From hole to
It
Liverpool
is.
and then back across
It's
to
strong enough.
Selby.
Look,
Just seeing my son.
it's not moving. It's staying where it is. Look. So it'll work. It'll definitely keep those antennas, those elements right. Anyway, I'll put that down now.
Which I guess you're connected to through IRL. Is that
Right, let's get
correct?
back to the drawing. So that works. Now what doesn't work is the catenary wire was straight, and then you've got to thread your cable through there. Now what is going to keep these upright? That's the thing. So what keeps these upright, and do they have to be upright? So what keeps them upright is the fact that you've put this cable through, and it can only twist so far before the cable's taut. It'll keep them upright. Yeah, so that'll go over to the element. Yeah, so it looks like it would work. I need to build a miniature one in the room. Or we need to have a frame round it. Maybe if we had a square frame and then we wired them up in the hex format, then we could use the frame. I could carry the frame.
Yes, very good. Nice to meet you.
I've got some frames actually. I could carry the frame. That's not a bad idea actually. Give me 1 minute. I'll go and get a frame. I just had an idea. Right.
Last weekend,
I'll leave you for 2 seconds.
on 2 meters.
I'll do a back soon. Right, here we go. Back soon. Alright, I'm back. I'm back with the frame. So I've got this frame. Oh, it's got some holes in it. Oh, sort of got holes in it. So I'll build this up.
To make contact, yeah, back to you.
So I'm going to build this up. Going to tie it in place. So we'll have the elements coming down like that. Yes, I must be a little mad. So I'm going to put that one. That's going to sit like that, and I'm going to tie that. I haven't quite got an X, but close enough. Right, so let's just tie that up there. I'll have to tape them on probably. Right. Let's tie it up just a double knot for now. This is going to be your frame, your fence outside, this is. That's what that'll be. Right,
Starting to come out of
right,
range
we're going to need another one up
so,
here.
yeah, I'll put myself on finals and...
Oh, I haven't actually put any things on that. We'll sort that out there. Right, so these are going to have to come in further in.
You have a good evening. Safe driving through Liverpool from...
They have to go further in because I haven't got a big enough fence. So we'll do that. Yeah, it's fiddly, but all you got to do is put your 6 wires up first. Your 6 catenary wires up in your garden, one at a time. I was going to have to go more than that. Yeah, put them in one at a time, and then put the last one on and you'll hold it in place. Be held in place. Okay. Right, I'll get in there. Let's just get it sort of equal. That's probably about as best as I'm going to get that. Let's put a knot in it. Proof of concept. We're trying. Okay, so we got that. Probably going to have it should have been a box really, or bigger. So anyway, let's keep going with it. Keep going. Might only be able to fit one element on it, but yeah, you got the idea. You got the idea. So let's just put one element on there. Take one off. I haven't got the room for it, and you wouldn't get it into the camera anyway. So right, that's going to be like that. So you have to sort of put these loose for now. They'll go, this guy is mad, he's insane. It's worth watching just to watch the craziness, isn't it? Just for the crazy side of it. Should have called it crazy concept. I think it'll work. Visual thinking and all that lot, you know, visual thinker. Right, so we need another wire. Tell you what, let's attach that one to that corner, so turn it round. We haven't got, oh yeah, we've got room for another one, haven't we? Shall we have another one? No, let's take one off. Let's take it off. Haven't got room for 2. We'll just do a single band one for now. Single band. And we'll move that down. So you slacken the rope. All this is under gravity. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea under gravity, but when you're underneath it walking around, it should be easier. And you've got all your 6 catenary wires up. It should be easy to build in bits. So you're building up in bits. Okay. Right, I've got to get that taut like that, so that's the idea. Right, so I'm just trying to make sure it will lock in place. It's difficult to do. Right, so obviously it needs some more wire. Let's get a few more lengths of wire. Don't need too much. Just about that much will do. Let's just do another one. Alright. Back up here. Let's put another one of these on. Tell you what, let's put the other one up for the other angle. Down like that. Alright. It's very awkward, but yeah, without a bench. Oh, I'm trying to hold it and everything. Obviously these will be on little hooks that hook on or clamp on. Alright, let's get that up there. We want one of these on. Don't forget the stay. Must have the stay on it. Righty ho. Right, that'll do. That's the idea. Much easier to do from the ground, I'd have thought. Anyway, let's just tie that off. Bungee cords, maybe some kind of bungee cord to keep the pressure on it. Right, one more down there. Okay, let's tie that in there. It's a bit of a hell of a way to spend your weekend. I'll probably hit myself in the teeth with it in a minute. Or smash it into my computer and break that. Or my brand new radio. Yeah. Anyway. Right, so put another one of these on. Another stay. Last one for now. Let's feed it in. Into there. I must be mad. Right. If I'm mad enough to make it, you should at least be mad enough to watch it. Yeah. Bad enough it might be so than you to wish it. Right, anyway. Right, so that's the idea. Okay, so we're all attached. Oh, we've got some extras there. Let's take that extra one out. Let's get it all the same. This is in your garden, horizontal, fence to fence, hung in the middle of your garden, this thing. That's the idea. It's hung in the middle of the garden. You're underneath it, hand height, and you can adjust it just like the model. Let's take this off. Right, let's put that back over here. So you adjust it. Let's just adjust that out of it. So I adjusted it too much to get some space on it. Right, we'll get there in the end. So the trick is to put your catenaries up first. Catenary wires up first. I'm going to have to find some thin bungee cords, nylon. Use them as insulators. Alright. So, we want one more on here. So undo that one. Let's put one of these on here. Let's get that last one on there. Okie dokie. Let's design an antenna. That's what amateur radio is. Make your own antenna. No, maybe it isn't. Well, I thought it was all about chatting and talking, but apparently it's not. It's about well, getting a load of contacts, more than just getting the most amount of contacts in a given time. That's what it's about now. Or is it about designing and it used to be about making your own radios? Not anymore. You don't make your own radios anymore, you buy them and you contest with them. Right, anyway. So you've got that. Okay, so that's your garden fence. And obviously you'll pull them tight. You'll pull them tight. So now we can fish our last cable round, which is one of the bands. So we're going to put the band around it now. Don't know how much we need for a band. Probably not a lot. Let's make it into a band. Right, let's do a band. Here we go. So the band will start from one of these items here. So we'll put a knot in it. We'll tie a knot in for now. Obviously this will all be bolted in. That's it. So feed that through. Feed that through there. So this is where your feed comes in. This is where you feed it. So your feed will go through there. Coax feed. Then you come out through the catenary. It's a lot of fireworks going off today. Someone must have too much money. I've lost the cable. Where's it gone? There it is. Oh yes. Somebody's got too much money. They got money to burn. Also got money to burn. Alright, so we're going to come out of there. That's it. Through there. Okay. That's our element. Okie dokie. And we'll come up to this here. We're going to go all the way around it. You can't see it, so I'll hold it up a bit. It was better if it was taut. I'll tighten it all up in a minute. So you feed that through there. You feed it through there. You feed it through there. And all this should line up once. It's better if it was taut. Let's feed it through. Okay, it's looking like it's going to work. I can tell already. Alright, apart from that one should be over there. Alright, let's keep feeding it round. It's difficult. Should have clamped it to something really, but anyway, don't need to do anything like this. You're best just to build it in your garden, and the catenary wires will hold it still for you. Okay, we're getting there. Getting there. I'll just put the one band on, but so far it's there's no fixings to tighten up. Once you've adjusted it, you don't have to worry about, just tighten it up and it locks it all in position, and it'll bounce around like a cobweb in the wind a little bit. So this is your last end of your element. Right, so we just need to come under now, and all the pieces just come off the floor because I've got no room to swing a cat. Anyway, swing a cat. I don't swing cats, put it that way. Anyway, right, let's put it in here. Finish this element off. We'll tidy it up and tighten it up in a minute once it's all in place. Once it's been knitted, we'll sort it out. So what have we got now? Let's have a look what we've got. It's a bit of a mess. Right, let's tighten it up. So we want this to be in the middle, so let's get that in the middle. That can be tightened a bit, so let's tighten it up a bit. So I tightened it up. Anyway, I think that's about it. So what I'll do is trim all the excess off a minute, because it's just madness. Trim the excess off. Trim all the excess off. Right. Okay, we're trimming all the madness off, all the excess. Okay. Alright, what have we got left? We've got left our knots. So that's supposed to be a hex. Obviously I've got it down to a small scale and it's not tight. So how can we get it tight? These have to be taut first. All these have to be taut. So it's not easy trying to tie a knot and keep it taut. It's not easy doing that. So what I'll have to do, but the idea is there. No, that's not going to work if they're not taut though. It's not going to hold them at the right angles. Anyway, so this is the hanging X-beam stroke hex web cobweb antenna from hell, and it yeah. Anyway, that's the idea, but yeah, it does seem to work, and these lock in position, but I can't show you on this scale because you need to pull everything tight. Everything has to be tight in order, and even the element has to be tight in order to make the element tight. Maybe we can make the element tight. Alright, let's try and make the element tight. Let's tighten the element, see if that does anything. It'll do something. All fumbling around. Get smacked in the teeth by the wood. That's supposed to be up there like that. Right, so let's pull the element. Okay, I'm trying. Right. Okay, what we got now? Okay, so we've got a bit of slack out of it. Okay, so there's your idea. You attach your coax feed to the two elements, or all the elements, and you've got something that approximates a band. Yeah, obviously you got all these to adjust. You got to slide them around. So you got to slide all that around and tie everything, stop them sliding around. But these will be attached. These ends will be attached to a certain point on your fence, so it'll all be stretched out with bungees. So, and you want to adjust one of them. You just pull the wire this way. So you pull the power out the bungee, and then you adjust this to where you want it. For instance, like that, and that automatically adjusts your antenna. It looks terrible, but yeah, in reality, in the garden. Yeah, so that wouldn't work as an antenna as it is, but when it's attached, I'll have to film it being put in along the fence line. Okay, so the locking things, they seem to work. The tighter I pull the cord, the more they lock, so you can't move them. So in the wind they won't move, but you can still pull the bungee back, adjust them if you need to spread them out more evenly. Anyway, it's a concept. I proved that the things will lock. It doesn't look like an antenna, it's a bit of a mess. But let's get rid of that. Had enough of that. Okay, let's get back onto the get back up onto this so we can have an idea of what the hell's going on. Yeah, so the only thing that I can't show you with the looseness of that is that these, when they're pulled taut and the wires are fed through, they can only twist that, they can only go so far because the wire is taut. So the wire will be holding them up straight, and this will be suspended. Your elements will be wired to your coax feed, which is fed off that. You'll have your, that'll be fastened to your fence. That'll be fastened to the fence, and so on and so forth, wherever you can get them. But you've got to somehow maintain your correct angles. So you're gonna have to, wherever you tie. What you want to do first is put one cable on it, tie it, bolt it in, or whether it's or fastened on with a carabiner, small carabiner. Bolt the other end to your fence, and where you position it to screw it to your fence, you've got to eye it up to make sure that one is in line with this one, and then so forth. And when you do this one, make sure that one's in line with that one, and make sure this one's in line with that one, and so on and so forth. And when you've got them taut, this thing will be in the air all on its own, just like if I eyed the element rings, driven elements. Why it's not altering? Why not? What have I done? Oh, it's the web. I've called it a web, sorry. Right, so turn off the web. Right, so the web, all you end up with is all these things fitted. Don't worry, we'll have a size, so tie your cable off, thread them through, measure it, put them on. You've got to keep the end taut, that's the only thing. Or fit the cable, fit this. Get this wired up with your carabiner with 6 catenary wires. Alright, use that as a sight, so you can sight that up with this hole, and then you'll know whether you've got to move it this way or that way, wherever you can get it onto your fence. Same with all of them, go around the whole lot. And I think to keep them taut, we're going to have to locate some bungees. About a 1 foot bungee, something like that. 1 foot bungee on the end that you can use. You can pull down if you want to adjust any of these. You pull the bungee towards you. This becomes slack, and then you can use your other hand to move them in and out. So you get them in position. And you can measure them, but you this needs to be suspended by these 6 catenary wires. So when you come to eye them up, before you bolt up to your fence line, so you'll be like this. You'll be standing at the one end of your fence with this wire, and what you're going to do is you want to eye it up, and make sure. Can't do it easily here. Just make sure that you're eyed up like that. Yeah, so that one is eyed up with that. Then you move it around your fence, fasten it, and go to the next one and eye it up. So it's no good setting it like that, because then you won't have equal spacing for your driven elements. So, and you should end up with something approximating this. That's hanging in your garden, just above hand height, and you can walk around, put your hand up, one hand to pull the bungee this way, and just slide. It won't slide, but you feed it in and feed it out. Get rid of the slackness out of it. Once you've got all those evenly spaced, like that, once they're evenly spaced, we'll have to work out the spacing. Depends on the band and all the rest of it, what bands you want to cover. So you could do 4 meters, 6 meters, 10 meters, or whatever band you want to go on. You know, you could whatever band you want to work on. Maybe, don't know if it'll work for 433 and 144 megahertz, 2 meters and 77s. Maybe might be able to do it. Should be able to do 70 centimeters. We've got a noisy station now with just repeater with no actual nothing, just noise coming through. Anyway, so once you've got all that and this is tensioned, and you can pull on any of these, a bit like a train whistle cords, just pull on it, it'll be sprung loaded, and the tension of the bungee will keep them locked in position and taut, and it'll bounce in the wind. You'll be able to bounce it. If a bird lands on it, it'll just sit down. If the wind is really windy, a storm, it won't matter because it'll just hold itself in position. Once you've got it there, you'll be able to thread your driven elements around. So you thread it all the way around, back on, fasten it to there, come through there, round, back round, and fasten it to there. Do your next element. So I was trying to do it with nothing tension, but it's too small. In practice, it'll be a lot easier to install this, and I will set up a GoPro and on a stand in the garden, and I'll do a time lapse of me building it. And all you got to do is get your little wood screws out with your carabiner both ends, carabiner, bungee cord, hook. Well, you don't need, if you need a bolt-on plate with a D on it, and you hook your bungee into one end, and then the other end of the carabiner, or a ring, like a key ring. So I like the idea of key rings, you know, the triple wound key rings, or you attach your cable to that. So the only thing that's different is the driven element side of the catenary. So your catenary will still come through, hold it all still, and then your driven element will have to go through there and then through the top, out through the bottom, and then with a ring crimp, bolt onto the coax feed, and the same with the shield and the center core coax feed, and it's unbalanced, or 1-to-1 or 1-to-1 balance, or just direct fed if you want to keep it cheap. And you can put your coils and your chokes and things on if you want to, but just for experimenting to see if we can get it swallowed in. So use the nano VNA, and we'll put your feed over to here, round here, and then you tighten it up. You need some certain amount of slackness because you're going to have to alter this. You have to alter the length of this, or the diameter, in or out, by sliding these till you get your swirl right. And then start from the highest band or the shortest wavelength and work your way out. Just work your way out. Every time you add a new element, check your swar on the one you just set up, swarred in. Make sure, so as you add another one, it's going to probably alter the other one, maybe. And see how it goes. Basically, just give it a try. Now these things, I've milled them out of this plastic. Hang on. So I've milled them out of this. That's not a good one. Let's get a better one. Right, I've milled them out of this polycarbonate or acrylic. 5mm thick. They could be made smaller. Could be made smaller. And probably the driven elements. Don't know. Until I put one actual physical one in place, which I may be able to do tomorrow if the weather's good. Won't see. Does it matter? They'll only flip over so far. There's a wire going through. So if you've got your driven element going through like that, and it's held taut, once the element is held taut in that hex shape, it can only blow that way or that way. It can't physically go around because the wire's holding it still. So it will be the right. It will be the right way up, basically. It doesn't really matter, but it'll be the right way up because it can only ever go that way or that way. And because the catenary wire is offset at the top, the way to this will just be slightly offset. So this is the job of this, is to hold the hex in place. That's the job of that. Just to hold the shape of this hex in place. Hold the angles, hold the distance, everything exactly where you want it. And you'll be able to make weird antennas as well. And when it gets to the 40-meter side, might be able to do something interesting. So if our garden is too small and we can't quite get the 40 meters, we could probably do something like fish it from there, come all the way up, round like that, go round again, round to here. Right, now instead of coming back, and that's the end of the cable, we go out this way, then come back on ourselves like that, and go back, and if it's still not long enough, go out again and go round again. So you could don't know what will happen. One will be short than the other. It'll act as a reflector, I don't know, driven out some kind of parasitic something or other. Be interesting to see what it does. So, and effectively you could make this all one band. You could make it an 80-meter band, unloaded. So you could start out here from your coax feed round, instead of going straight back, go up here, round that way, round that way, round that way, round that way, and come all the way back round and then down to the feed. Now I'm not sure what will happen so if your feed goes there and you're coming back finally across them all, well, its electrical length is going to be strange, but it's an experimental thing after all. So anyway, so what's next to do? I've got to make I've got 21 got that made. I'll make that out of clear polycarbonate. I've got 21 of these. I need 36 for 7 band, six bands, and why did I need 6? Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is 36, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bands. 6 bands, so I need 36. So basically, you keep on adding more You've got more space, you keep on adding more. Now, what's the next thing we're going to do is prove the concept first. So we've proved that they will lock in position, and we can use that as a guide for the spacing. You look down it. Maybe if we put bolt, you can look down the hole on it. We can use it for individual elements, individual bands, or make it into one band or 2 or 3 bands with some kind of loading that's done by going back and forth. Or there's things we can have a play with, but we still need to get the catenary wires in place. Definitely need to get them catenary wires in place, and they need to be sprung loaded, so I don't have to keep pulling them tight each end. So we'll have to get some bungees, see if we can get some tomorrow. Some very thin bungee cords with hooks on, so the whole thing can be put up and taken down very quickly if need be. So I'll have to model the bungees. I'm not sure. I can model the bungees with hooks on and eyes and rings, so I can do that. That's something we can do. But I think before we go much further, well, we need to get a certain amount done so we can try it properly, give it its fair chance, and then we'll. Somebody on the last stream, I just cut off and said I was going, but somebody said there's modelling software for doing this kind of stuff. Well, there is modelling software. I've seen it, but I'm not sure. Is it modelling software for standard stuff, or is it? We're making a weird antenna here. It's different. It's a cross between a cobweb and a hex beam. So. We're doing some strange stuff with it, so I don't know if the modelling would even be able to cope with it. So I don't even know if it will work yet. But that's the whole idea of building this mock-up up. And we'll set one up. Like I say, I'll record a time lapse of me building one. See how long it will take. And so I've got to go and get bungees, 6 bungee cords. I'll probably just have to get normal bungees for now. 6 bungee cords, and I've got all the other materials. And we're just got to work out and fasten it up onto the fence line. Then we'll go around and work out trial and error. We'll have to thread it up with each element for each band. Get the nano VNA on it. See if we're even close. If not, alter it a bit. Put them on. We put it on. Leave enough slack left, so we won't cut the. We'll leave it. We'll make sure we got enough slack left. Now we could try to work out the wavelength based on a hex beam or a cobweb antenna. So that might give us a bit of a head start. Give us a general idea of the length. Or we could just on the first one put a ring crimp onto the feed point and one on the other side, and somewhere cut the antenna. Just cut it, add a bit, take a bit away on the element. Just twist it for now. Twist it, or put it in a screw terminal. Anything. Just get the size right first. And then we'll replace the wire for a full one. Once we got the size, we'll put a complete cable in. A complete wire in without any joints. So then this spacing it's showing even spacing here, but it won't be in reality. It'll be different. Some bands will be closer to others, like the 15 and 17 meter bands, or 12 and say 24 megahertz and 28 megahertz. They might be close together, and then some bands will be further apart, like the 20 megahertz and the don't know how much we could cover with this in the garden. we'll find out. We'll do some tests. Well, all these tests we'll have to have this catenary. It'll be the same catenaries in place, and then because these are slidable, we can adjust it. If we're not using some, we can just move them up out of the way, bring the ones in we want, shove them down, add more, whatever we need to do. Unhook the bungee, add more. So we've got a way of playing around with this easy. To trial and error, nano VNA, and see what we can do with it. Basically, just have a play with it. So that will be the next lot of videos. If I get time tomorrow, I'm gonna get these catenaries up, and it'll probably be based on this kind of stuff. This stuff here. Nylon rope, and I could just pull it tight. But then I've got to unhook it to slide the plastics on, because you've got to slide the plastics on this. That's what we haven't. The only thing we haven't tried is this nylon stuff. We've tried wire, so we're going to feed this into here. Feed that in there and out and see if it'll lock up like the wire did. It's different material, but I think it should still lock up. I need to melt the end of this so I can thread it like a bootlace. Okay, so we've got that. So let's have a look. So we can push that, pull that through there, pull it through. It's a bit like a climbing rope thing, isn't it? Like that. And does it stay where it's supposed to stay? Let's try it. Difficult to try. I'll have to hold that there. And yeah, it stays still. Just slide a bit more than the rope, than the wire, but once it's taut, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, so that will work as well. So what you'll see is you'll see these in the garden. They're transparent, so the rope's white. So I'd probably have to go and get some more of this nylon rope and set it up. And that's held there just so you can get your element through there to hold your it's all about holding the element in place. That's what it's all about. Holding the element in place. Okay. Anyway, that is going to be about it for now. Got nothing else. Is there anything else I wanted to say on the subject? Anything else? I don't think so. Hex Cobweb's stay locking proof of concept. Let's see. It seems to work. It locks itself in position, and we've got ourselves set up to do some experimenting. And that'll be it for today. Okay, I don't think there's anything else I meant to say. No, I'll just hold that hold this crazy thing up again. Last minute thing, just trying to get it to do. You get the idea. It's all loose, so you can't do anything with it. I wouldn't mind building one in here, but you know, for 270 and maybe 10 meters up against the wall, above head height, so it's not in my way. But I think I'll just build it outside around my hustler. Build it around the hustler pole, so the V bit should be able to get round the pole without. Hopefully, it won't affect. It will affect it. The metal will, but not as long as I can keep it away a little bit, I should be alright. Alright, that's going to be about it for today. Thanks for watching, and let's see what we can come up with. That'll be it. Alright. I'm going out slowly. Here's me. Picture's gone. And we're going. And here's your commercial. Bye bye.